Welcome back to the channel. It has been a minute. Okay, you guys like to joke about that. It's been a lot more than a minute. Quite honestly, I've been on shore leave. Wish I was on Ryza for Jabbar Haran, but instead I've been with my wife and kids. Maybe some involved, but only when the kids are asleep. The reality is I'm coming back, and I'm still playing Marvel Strike Force through all that. That's a great part of a mobile game. I'm here for you. If you're a player who likes to accomplish your goals through planning, you like these characters, you want to collect them, I'll show you how to do all of that for free, because I'm not spending much here. Actually, I don't say for free. When there's value, I don't mind spending. Like here for Emma Frost, she's an amazing character, right? I couldn't get red stars on her to save my life. I opened up at least 60 regular orbs. I opened up 4 or 5 of the 4-star orbs, 2 or 3 of the 5-star orbs. I forget exactly how many. It wasn't in the first few hours when they were having all the errors, so I got a free one. But I got nothing. I got 3 stars, I think, out of just a regular orb. And, you know, since that wasn't there, that I wasn't ready to spend $50 on her offer. It's just not worth it. Like, you have to have all the red stars there to do that. But we will be able to do very soon is get her through Milestones, and I will be posting a video in about a week when those come out. She'll be a recurring milestone, which right now I'm assuming is something similar to Symbiote Spider-Man, who had 3 components, right? The daily gold you spend, the energy you use, and the battles you complete. So we'll know in a week if that's the same kind of structure. They could do recurring milestones from Blitz. They could do recurring milestones from Arena. I don't know what they're going to do. But my assumption is that she is a recurring milestone, more like Symbiote Spider-Man, hopefully with as much available, because I was able to get well into 6 stars of him after the 3rd round. That would be fantastic for Emma. And interestingly enough, Emma Frost being a very strong war defense character like Coulson was last year, who came out through Milestones, Coulson wasn't nearly as available as Symbiote Spider-Man was. I couldn't get as many. I still don't have as many. I have right about the same amount of shards now after opening a lot of milestone orbs, including Coulson, since that orb was updated. Hopefully that orb gets updated again soon to be just Coulson and just Symbiote Spider-Man, and Captain Marvel shows up somewhere else. But anyway, so Emma's coming. I will analyze it, and we'll get back to more regular cadence. You know, honestly, my hobby is shifting to homeschooling, since my kids are going to have a very odd year at school. So we're going to homeschool math subjects myself, in addition to whatever we get through our school system. So this is my content creation is a pretty far back burner. I am very happy to take your requests if you post them below this video, and I'll do what I can to look into those subjects for you. But yes, Emma's coming. I'm excited about her. I mean, she's great. But that said, working on war defense to me is a luxury. That's what folks who spend a lot of money or have a lot of time, time and resources. The time is all the same for all of us as long as we stay focused. We all have the same amount of time. When you put a lot more resources in, you could do things like a war defense, but those things are just not nearly as important to me as a player as war offense. But number one is working through Dark Dimension, because Dark Dimension is the primary PvE part of the game, and I am very nearly through my first run of Dark Dimension 3 now. It took a lot of effort to get to where I am. Like, I made some mistakes. I wish I had waited on upgrading. Now, having Invisible Woman and Black Bolt upgraded to Gear 214 has been very helpful for Arena since Dark Dimension launched, 9 months ago now? I think maybe it's 6 or 7. I get a little blurry. It's still shocking to me that Tadano Mac blasted through that thing in 2 days. I can't imagine how much that cost. And since then, he hasn't been able to really get a lot of mini uniques since there. If you just think about that, he spent that much money in cores to get characters to Gear Tier 14, to go through it in the first 8, which means he had to have kept coring and coring refreshes. I'm sitting here in the middle of August going, what in the world? What was that like back at the first part of this year, right after this launch, for him to do that fast. Like, don't do that. And since then, he hasn't been able to get any, influx of rewards. Like, that's bonkers. I'm not going to hurry my second run of this because I know that what the first and second run of Dark Dimension, you know what the rewards of that are? Stuff you better save for Dark Dimension 4. Because I want Doctor Doom. That was announced while I was on vacation. Again, not nice month, actually 5 weeks of shore leave, and Doctor Doom in Dark Dimension 4, that's super exciting. Gear Tier 15, not super exciting. I hope Gear Tier 15 is actually just completed ISO 8. If it's actually another gear, it sounds like it's another gear tier and ISO 8's on top of that. It's going to take a long time. But I'll tell you what, if I rewound right now, I made a mistake with my biomats. I did Invisible Woman. Amazingly enough, I like the character. She's like my favorite comic character. I finally got some of the back issues of the comics that were put on hold during quarantine. Like, I got my Fantastic Four. No idea what this is about, but you got Spider-Man and Wolverine in there. Invisible Woman in the Fantastic Four is one of my favorite teams, so I thought I'd be able to do that. That's how I learned very, very early that we were going to run out of orange materials, and I tried to start posting videos on that. Save Dark Dimension 3 rewards because you're going to need... We don't know which characters you need for Dark Dimension 4. So don't use these mats. I see everybody going out and upgrading their Black Order, which can easily be beaten with existing characters that aren't... You don't have to upgrade any additional characters to beat Black Order. Don't do this if you're not a spender. If you're a spender, go ahead, because you're going to spend some more to get through Dark Dimension 4. I don't care. I mean, you're not... You're part of my audience, but you have a different lever to be able to get through this. For people who play like me, only spending on value, like, hey, man, when there are character shards, 50 of them available for a character I don't have finished, and that's $1, yeah, okay, I'll do that. Or if they ever do this data mined Minerva COVID relief, charity offer, I'll do that too. That makes sense in a lot of different ways. But just spending on every single character that comes out when you could actually have something to hold in your hand and walk away with or show your kids, because you're not going to be getting these. Like, they're going to run it. Like what they're doing in the ocean, it's not going to be there. Anyway, but yeah, it'll get you through. And I keep saying it, but I wish, and you just think about Dark Dimension, Symbiote Spider-Man, I barely got him done by the time I got to the city nodes, and I got almost nothing done in the city nodes until I had Ghost Rider to help him out on the first 2 nodes. But really, adding Carnage plus Symbiote Spider-Man that's the duo. They're amazing together, and they work great. You really need both of those. So if I had both of those, then I could get through here and could say, hey, now that I'm at the end of this ordeal, or if you're just starting it, or if you're going to start it in a year from now, do those 2 first, and then you can decide when you want to do Black Bolt or Invisible Woman or never. You may decide not to do those. I kind of hope that Doctor Doom joins the Fantastic Four, and I have a reason to upgrade those guys in the future. But we'll see. And until we see, Horde, don't use any of these finishing mats. But I am very excited to finally beginning to closing in on that final node and to be able to just to finish it and just to put it away. After Dark Dimension 2 is done, then the next thing that's coming is the difficulty selector for alphabet raids. That's honestly going to be very difficult. Like, we're at difficulty 3 now of Ultimus, and that's pretty dang hard. Like, at least I got a 7-star Black Bolt when that came around again last night. So I can already feel a little bit of difference there. I'm looking forward to Ebony Maw coming back around and getting him at 7 stars so that my primary raid team can just, knock these things out, or at least clean them up if I throw some stuff at it. But the alphabet raids with a difficulty selector is a challenge. Like, I haven't really thought through that all the way. Do I have to take my Kree team up now to Gear Tier 13 or 14? Like, I don't think I can do that. I have to save it for Dark Dimension 4. Like, getting Doom is more important to me than another tier of beta raids or alpha raids or gamma raids. I mean, we finished all the tiers of the raid milestones within 2 days of launch now because of where we are in Ultimus and Alphabet raids. Like, we're 2 days and they're done. Like, I have 100,000 raid currency because they haven't put a character there in forever. Every time I can use gear there, I take it, but I can't often use it. So we need characters there. That difficulty selector means we'll get better rewards out of Alphabet raids, but what does that really mean? The orbs aren't that great. They're a little better. At least there's ABCs we're in the alpha raids. I don't think we get ABCs in these beta raids. The characters don't put the new characters in there. So what does getting, maybe we get, instead of one full gold orb a day, we get 1.5 or 1.2? What does that matter? Like, I have 100 of them ready for, we just finished Symbiote Spider-Man, and I still had 100 gold orbs left at the end, and I did the full run every day for a month. That was fun. Like, I finally did my Supernatural team up to Gear Tier 12. I finished my Asgard. I did some upgrades to Hydra. I upgraded the Young Avengers, which I really, really like the Young Avengers plus Shuri against Sinister Six on War. When Sinister Six on War defense, which I kind of think there's going to be a lot more of those coming soon with Doc Ock. Not me personally, because I don't know how we're going to get to X-23 yet. Feels kind of early for them to make her farmable since we just finished her blitzes, but I guess we'll see. They made the Sinister Six pretty farmable quickly last summer too. I'm more interested in what's happening, what will come out with Zemo. He may get an offer buy. He's only half a shell, so maybe. And he makes Winter Soldier and Crossbones work, and Hydra Grenadier, all of which I have at decent red stars and 7 yellow stars. So one character makes the team. A lot of people are saying Kingpin should be the 5th for that team. Seems like Ultron to me. Like, I don't know, Kingpin maybe, but Ultron with that team sounds sick for war offense. But that's it. All these things are going on. I will be back to talk about all of the milestones for Emma soon. I guess we're moving from the symbiote in black to the lady in white. And that'll be out in a week. I'll stay a little more focused now that I can get to my editing system that was not available to me while I was on shore leave. But I wish everyone a great day. Stay safe and stay healthy.